Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. All right, today we're talking about the Turismo Omaggio. I'll be going over the customization, the performance, and a few extra things as well. And we'll talk about whether or not I recommend you buy this vehicle and if it's worth it. All right, as you see right here, it's got a hefty $2,845,000 price tag. So yeah, it's very expensive. And by the time you're done customizing it, adding all the different kind of features, you'll be well into $3 million, probably closer to 3.5 million. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the bumpers we got right here. Several different bumper options. You've got the finned splitter, the forged carbon, carbon performance, the forged carbon performance, carbon track, and the forged carbon track. With the rear bumpers, you've got the carbon overlays and the forged carbon overlays, and you're going to see that kind of theme throughout this vehicle, where a lot of the upgrades are the same, just different, like carbon or forged carbon. Right, with the canyards, you've got the carbon accents, forged carbon accents, carbon canyards, forged, twin carbon, and twin forged. Standard engine performance upgrades, and obviously you want to max out all of your engine performance upgrades to get the best times and speed. Switch over here to the exhaust. Just a couple of exhaust options: chrome exhaust and titanium. I definitely like the titanium. I like that burnt blue ring around the actual exhaust. I like that. It's nice. The typical, standard musical horns, all that good stuff. You know what that is. It does have Imani Tech upgrades, so you have the remote control unit and the missile lock-on jammer, and we'll do some testing with that a little bit later on in the video, and we'll talk about whether or not it's even worth it to use those. Okay. For the headlights, you got stock and xenon, and of course you can go into the Arena War vehicle workshop, and you can add different kind of lights for the headlights on there. They are extremely expensive though, so keep that in mind. A lot of liveries, 23 liveries in total. Right, you got the Omaggio stripes, the touring stripes. You also have the Grotti classic stripes; those look really nice. The Grotti challenge stripes, very good. The Grotti Italia design, I like that. The sport orange looks really good. Then you have the sport yellow, I love that. Moving on, you're going to have the sport new generation, simple yet still unique. Then you have the outlined sport. I love this. It can really make it kind of stand out with some different colors. The Narc Terra Oil. I love that. Looks really good. The Turismo GT livery. The Tinkle Racing looks really good as well. You have the Globe Oil Racing. Number 96 looks nice. The Grotti Racing livery. And you know me, anytime a vehicle's over $1 million, it better have some good, customization. Then we have the No Go Vodka. Looks really cool. A lot going on with that. Then we have the Excelsior Grotti Racing. Little shout out there to Stanley. Love that. Then we have the Grotti New Generation GT with the Wiz as the main sponsor. The Grotti Amatec Racing. Then we also have the Flint Turismo livery. The Splash Fukaru. This looks really cool. Very loud, very colorful, very noisy. Then we have the San Andreas, or the SA Wasabi Kitty livery. I'm sorry, Stance Andreas. I apologize. Looks really good. Love that. Then we have the Rockstar Motorsport livery. We got this as a community challenge. Looks really cool. Love that. Nothing wrong with that at all. For your plates, now this is all going to be custom to the person. If you don't know, you can have different types of plates now. You can go through the website to change up your and customize your plates. Used to be the iFruit app. RIP iFruit app. We miss you, man. All right, with the colors, you've only got the one color respray. You just have the primary. That's it. No secondary. No interior that I know of. It's not a Benny's vehicle, so right. Couple different roof options as well. You got stock. You got plastic. You have carbon, and then you have the forged carbon roof as well. Looks pretty cool. Then moving on, we got the skirts. Several different skirt options: carbon, forged carbon, carbon track, forged carbon track, carbon performance, and forged carbon performance for the skirts. Then we'll be moving on to the splitters. We'll have the stock, the carbon duct insets, the forged carbon duct, the carbon duct fins, forged carbon duct fins, carbon overlays, and the forged carbon overlays. Looks nice right there. Moving on, then we have some spoilers. We got the carbon wrap. We have the forged carbon wrap, the carbon arrow, forged carbon arrow, track wing, the Performance wing, and then the Street SPL wing. Looks good there. Sun strips. And of course, the sun strips will also be influenced by the type of livery you have on there as well. You have the plastic, the painted, the carbon, and the forged carbon for the sun strips. Then for your suspension, you got the stock, lowered, street, sport, and competition. And yeah, you want to lower it down a good bit. You want to have it maxed out for the better performance overall. We got some trunk options as well. Carbon duct plate. Then we have the forged carbon duct, the carbon overlay, forged carbon overlay, twin vented hood carbon duct panels, and the forged carbon duct panels. You have your turbo tuning in there, 47,500 for that. You got some vents as well. You've got the vented fenders, track fenders with carbon, and then track fenders with forged carbon. Again, subtle differences, but enough to make it to where, if you have a couple of friends, you're not going to have the same vehicle, right? You have plenty of liveries, plenty of different little things you can kind of, add on there, which I love that. Very good. Of course, you guys know about the wheels, different wheel options in there. You guys all understand that. Don't have to go through everything on there. You can check that out on your own. Probably would absolutely recommend bulletproofing your tires. You know how it is, especially if you're going to go into a public lobby. You got your window tint, limo. And yeah, adding the limo window tint, it does help out with performance, so keep that in mind. All right. So what the vehicle looks like with the doors all open, looks really good. Got the trunk and then the engine compartment looks really nice. The Omaggio is a rear-wheel drive vehicle, so that will definitely influence its handling and grip. And speaking of handling and grip and performance overall, let's take a look at it. Top speed, it's it's kind of it's all right. 113.66 miles per hour, not the best, not the worst. Sort of in the middle of the pack there, around the middle of the pack, maybe towards the front of it, but it does have an issue with that top speed. It's not what you would expect from a $2.8 million vehicle. However, around a track, this is where the Omaggio shines. It's very, very competitive around a track. Now, remember, every vehicle is track dependent. So for the most part, I'd probably still, if you're doing HSW, it's going to be the weaponized Ignis. And for a lot of the other tracks, I would still go for the Krieger because most tracks that you race on in the game will be stunt. There'll be longer tracks, more laps, and the Krieger just has a much better top speed overall. All right, as you see right there. And then, with the Imani tech, we're testing both the radar lock-on. The lock-on jammer is so you can't lock on with like a Mark II or a plane. But it offers no defensive capability, so someone could just take a free-fired shot at you, which is not that difficult, and blow you up. And then you have the remote feature as well. On some of the vehicles, the remote feature will give you added defensive capability, but it does not with this. So, a little lackluster overall. Do I recommend this vehicle? Unless you have just tons of money, no, I don't. For $3.5 million for everything modded out, maybe even more, I don't. This is something you could pass on. It's not the best vehicle performing. It is fun to drive. It is easy. There is a weird inconsistency with going over curbs. Sometimes when you hit a curb, it'll just like launch the car in the air, but it's inconsistent. I haven't been able to recreate that over and over. Just keep that in mind, okay? Easy car to drive, a fun car to drive, easy to race with, but again, at 2.8 just to get into the vehicle, I would definitely skip, especially if you already have the Krieger or the weaponized Ignis, and only if you just want to add it to your collection and you have tons and tons of money to just waste and blow. All right, there you guys have it. Let me know if you got any questions in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for the ills and reels content in the game. Smash that like button. See you in the next one, all right? Peace out. Yeah.